everyone, and welcome back to Singularity Roleplay, where we're here, we're queer, and we're ready to tell a story with our peers. You won't see my face on screen tonight. We're trying to reduce some lag and tech issues, but I can assure you I am very much here, and if you cannot hear me, let me know. As well as everybody else, obviously. I will be your camp counselor for this evening and during your entire stay with us here, and you can call me Meg or Meg Mysteria if you're feeling formal about it. Before we play popcorn and get everyone to introduce themselves, I wanted to clear up a few rules and misconceptions about camp. If we had to pretend we're a summer camp in a movie, it would be rated M for mature, so if you're easily upset by any of the following topics, we highly encourage you to step away and take all the time you need to in order to take care of yourself. Stop and check in with the camp nurse, hang out under the trees with a friend, whatever aftercare you need. Topics that may be brought up while on campgrounds may include, but is not limited to the following: homophobia, transphobia, hate crimes, hate speech, gore, death, general violence, discriminatory speech and violence, mentions of suicide and eating disorders, and the mention and use of particular slurs. Please understand that all campers are aware of these topics and that we have multiple safety tools in place for them to use, and they will always have direct access to me as their lead counselor. We will make sure that they have all the time and aftercare needed to recover from anything that might cause them to feel unsettled while here at camp. We'll play ball here shortly. I just got one more announcement. This camp is a proud supporter of mental health, and this month we'll be collecting donations for the Black Emotional and Mental Health Collective. If you take a look on the bulletin board below us and in the chat, there will be a button you can press to donate and shake things up for our cast. Okay, campers, let's toss around the talking stick and introduce ourselves, and while you're at it, what's one thing you've never told anyone? They've had some time to prepare, so I'm expecting some juicy answers. I think we started with vermin last time, so that would be LC.
I'm all sick, and I forgot to do the homework. But okay, let's see. I'm Elsie and I play Sabrina. And one thing that Sabrina has never told anyone is definitely on several of her birthdays she has wished that she did not have a twin sister, and that she was an only child. Who wants to share a birthday? Every birthday for your whole life. Like, what happens if your sibling gets a better present than you? What do? I mean, steal it, obviously, but definitely a wish that she thought was true.
Popcorn, you get to choose who goes next.
I forgot that popcorn was a thing too. This is just going to be my day to dissociate. All right, I'm gonna popcorn to Danny because Danny's not on the camera.
Hello, hi. My name is Danny. Oh, it's blurry now. Oh, it's just all happening. It's just hi. My name is Danny's Corner, and I will be playing pronouns she they, and I will be playing Liza, and something that Liza has never told anybody is that one time in a night when her parents weren't paying attention, she went out of her house and went into the woods and tried to summon God to ask for forgiveness for something she did because she thought that's how it worked. Obviously, that was not how it worked. And it turned out it was actually, when she looked into it later, she realized this is actually a much more thing that people associate with demonic things than actually a good religious thing to do. And she felt very bad about it, but she didn't tell anyone because no one ever asked where she went because no one noticed she was gone. And so that's just her little secret. Oh, I will send it over to Finley.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. You can find me on Twitter at uptight_Chiffon. Tonight, I am playing Finley, pronouns he, they. And something that Finley has never told anybody is that the very first time he got into a fight, it was because somebody had caught them stealing, and they did not want that person to tell anybody so they swung. And they won. They won that fight. I'll popcorn it over to Alan.
Hey everybody, my name's Alan. He, him. I am playing Kenny tonight, our fluffy little teddy bear who is just full of something. I'm not entirely sure yet, and I definitely think the one thing he has never told anybody would be he broke a very expensive bottle of whiskey at the house and blamed it on the dog. To this day, everybody believes that the dog broke a $300 bottle of whiskey. He drank a good chunk of it. I'm gonna throw this over to Sin.
How dare. Hi, I am Sin, Synthetic20, Asynthetic20 on Twitch and Twitter. My pronouns are they, them, and today I am playing Pat, whose pronouns are she, her. And I was originally going to say that Pat never tells anyone anything, so, like, it really wouldn't be special, except there is one thing that she does not tell anyone, and that is that Furs the Jenny Darren version of Heartbreaker over Pat Benatar's.
I think that just leaves. Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to popcorn. Vermin.
I know what's going on. I've been watching the goings on. Hello, I'm a little freak known as Legendary Vermin, and tonight I'm going to be playing Mickey, our stoner who looks like a young Stacy Peralta. A thing that Mickey has never told anybody is that, well, there are two things and they're related. One, when he was very small, he read the Nancy Drew books and got obsessed with them. Two, in kindergarten, under the auspices of being a great detective, he would regularly sneak into the girls' bathroom just to pee. Three, one time his kindergarten teacher caught him doing this, and he's never talked about it since. That's the story. Which I think means I throw it back to Meg.
Hit me. And that's the GM. I have to do things sometimes. Oh. Those were some juicy facts. Can't wait to try to coax you guys into sharing them in character. Dr. Cartwright claps her hands together and calls for everyone's attention. Okay, it looks like most everyone's starting to at least finish up. Why don't we talk a bit about what we put together? Let's see. Ellie, why don't you start us off? You've practically decimated the National Geographic magazines. When is it that you tend to show everyone? Ellie.
You say Finley? Oh,
Ellie. I was gonna give you an example. Ellie, your animal escapades friend with big fuzzy curls, very bubbly, holds up the side profile of the head that's just written underneath it, what I show. And very much like was pointed out, it seems like half of a Geographic magazine has been placed on this page, covered in animals, flora, a lot of lizards and amphibians. But she says, I'm pretty much an open book. Lots of animals. I see Jeremy over there. You've been taking good care of him, right? I love the dress.
I think he likes it too.
We'll have to see if we can find a camera so we can take a picture. Or a bunch of pictures so that we can all take them.
So many pictures of Jeremy.
Yeah, just animals. I like being outside. I like talking to people. Okay, well then. You said you're an open book, but I do see that you put some stuff in the other profile head. Is there something that you've kind of been keeping to yourself or you don't bring up? And you can watch as that bubbly kind of demeanor falls more towards hesitation. And she holds it up and just shows the page where she's kind of doodled mostly question marks and some small handwriting. Can't really depict what it says. But you get the distinct sense of like maybe there's something that's more confused. Which is a bit more hesitant to bring that out in the open. I mean, she's not gonna talk about it. She seems to be wrestling with herself about whether or not to say something.
I think that like Mickey is leaning in, being respectful and attentive, but looks worried because I don't think he realized that this was a make and then share activity. I knew. He didn't.
I think Kenny's gonna look down at his project and go, "Oh no, we're supposed to share. I forgot." Is anybody gonna jump on that grenade, or should Kenny do it first?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say no because what Mickey made was very personal.
Oh, real. Don't worry. I think Liza in an effort to want to get a good grade in group therapy will see that that there's sort of a pause happening. And then she will raise her hand.
Liza, you don't have to raise your hand if you don't want to.
Oh no, just I was just offering if what's the name of the person? Eliza? What was
Ellie.
Ellie. If Ellie needed more time, I'm okay with presenting. I think I'm finished. If Ellie needed more time, or if we just wanted a volunteer to go next, I was ready.
No, you are completely welcome to take over the spotlight, Liza, says Ellie.
Oh, okay. Well, what time of day is it? It's like afternoon, right?
Yes.
Cool. Good afternoon, everyone. And Liza will turn around, and will present first how everybody else, views her, and it's just essentially a collage of magazines of like oh gosh, I should have wrote it down. Different like a lot of things relating to like back to school sort of catalogs, a lot of things on how to focusing, and like it seems like a lot of things, as well as like there's a lot of Bible verses and a lot of sort of Christian imagery, um, and a lot of books as well that are very specifically. It looks like she specifically picked books that are closed or like just empty book covers. Um, and there's also everything is very neatly picked. I think the way it was described, I described it was like it looks like she just essentially colored in the lines, except the coloring of the portrait is of different magazine of cutouts and drawings and little title pieces. Um, but that's that. So she sort of points that out and says, well, I believe I people view me as a very education focused person. I have some, I guess, biblical imagery here because of how I was raised and my beliefs, and I believe that is a big part of how people should or how people do view me. And is what I put in the forefront. I again, I go. I try to put school first, and I believe that most of the interactions I have are related to my schoolwork. So, and performing well. But I also have a lot of close books because I believe I didn't. Well, I didn't really consider this beforehand until I really got here. But I believe a lot of people think I am nervous a lot, or that I either maybe that I speak quickly or that I sort of put myself first in sort of how I present myself, that maybe comes across as me maybe closing off other parts of myself than I intend to. So maybe people might view me as a closed book. Um, though that's not my intention. I try to apologies. But then I have the other part of the assignment, and she will show off the how I believe it was how she feels about herself, how she views herself, right, Meg?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it is much less organized. It looks like there's like in through like the outline of the portrait, there is a very rough scribble, sort of that almost scribbles out a lot of it. So it just looks like a bunch of like X's up and down that go through it. Um, and then there's a lot of I think there's a lot of imagery of like very uh how do I describe this? I looked this up and then I deleted every reference I had. Um, but it's essentially a lot of much more, I guess, darker, less saturated imagery. And it looks like a lot of magazines that are like half torn, or where it's sort of hard to describe what the original purpose of them was. Because it's halfway torn or sort of ripped apart in some ways and only has the pieces left of it. Um, and this one has a lot less cohesion in that there's only a couple magazine pages and like stickers, but then everything else is hand drawn, and it's a lot of big sort of splotches that are drawn out, and a sort of something that is underlined or written underlined in much more messy, purposely blocky text that says uh, to be corrected. Um, and she sort of points that out and says, um, pardon me. Uh, this is the second part of the assignment. I realize I think I have a decent image of myself, but I think there are a lot of aspects of myself that I could uh, fix. Not that anything is wrong. I don't believe I was. I mean, I don't believe I was created or made wrong in any way. I think I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've gone off of paths I may have been intended to go on. But maybe even that in itself is a wrong way of thinking. And so, but the pardon, the underlying thing is that I believe I look at myself and I think something is wrong. Um, but I think I'm still pretty smart, and I internally I try to go outside of my own boundaries in my head a little bit.
When Danny says, uh, I think something is wrong," like anybody looking could see just like the wind come out of Mickey's sails, uh, in a tragic moment of same hat.
uh, but yes, that is my my presentation. I hope it is what was required. If there's any edits I need to make, I will happily make them if I'm allotted the time.
You don't need
Thank
to
you.
make any edits. You did a great job. I'm really proud of you for opening up. I've got a little bit of a question for you, and if it's too much, you don't have to answer, but what's made you think that what you're doing is wrong? Or that you need to be corrected?
Oh, um, and I think like Liza takes a second and like glances around the room, and it's almost like things start to like she's almost realizing that they're remembering there are other people in this room. um and so excuse me. um she sort of turns to focus back on her little display for a second and says I, I mean there's excuse me, I believe there's a multitude of things. I mean, I'm here, and not to say here is bad. This is actually a very good experience, and I'm very happy to be here. But I'm I feel I do a lot of the bad things. Haven't followed my parents' instructions the way I should. I feel a lot of ways I don't believe I should. I act in a lot of ways that I shouldn't. Um, I'm supposed to be better, but I don't believe I am, and I've gone back in a lot of ways where I try to progress forward, but think I don't think it was going forward in the way that was working for me. I think I don't really understand that part. Um, I it, I just some I look at myself and I think I what went wrong. And I try to fix it because I mean it's just I wish I mean I um I I just uh I rely on my parents, I guess, for a lot of things because they're the people I see the most, and I guess I just um okay, good grade. Okay, be upfront, be honest, be open. Um, say you feel I guess I realized something was wrong when my parents looked at me differently. I understood that I think I did something wrong, but I couldn't change it anymore because it never changed no matter what I did. And then I just sort of kept doing things that were wrong. But some of the things made me feel good that were wrong, but they were wrong, so I don't think they were supposed to make me feel good.
Were they
I
wrong in your eyes?
I don't think... Yes and no. They were wrong because I was told they were wrong, so they had to have been wrong. But I thought, a part of me also thought they were right because it felt right.
Okay, in that break, Pat is standing up and like pacing behind her chair, like she wants to swing at the people that made Liza feel like this.
Yeah.
Hey, but we are all Pat right now. We are all about to swing up people who made Liza feel like this. Like, straight up, I'm coming from. Like, turn on your location. I just want to talk.
100%. I would like to apologize to Meg, who asked us if we were going to be like where we currently had our faces, and I did not expect the overwhelming dagger of sadness to strike me this hard this quickly.
So I'm gonna
Opening
bring
the floor.
something up that so that this doesn't feel like very one-sided. Since this is a group setting, you guys are welcome to jump in as you see fit in character and have these conversations.
And that's fine. It just
See,
the only way Pat sees fit is like pacing.
I think I was thinking, like, as a teenager, how would I react to somebody being this disarmingly honest? And like, it has just sent Mickey into an introspective spiral. He has not thought this much in his entire life.
I thought you were going to say this month, and I was like,
month.
okay, his
Me
entire life. That makes more sense, actually.
Me too.
And that's me too, yeah.
But yeah, like, I think Mickey's not ready to fight because like everything that Liza said is like pulling away like parts of it is all pulling at like the armor that he put up to like feel safe, and he is extremely raw and vulnerable because of everything that she said. So he's got no fight right now. He's just like, it's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what that looks like externally is this.
Yeah, there's no verbal reaction, just the external need to like expend some energy so that she doesn't burst into flames.
Yeah. After Liza says all that, she sort of like glances around, and I think she just like sort of taking in the energy a little bit, and will say, I have to answer the question, and I'm happy to open the floor to anyone else, and I hope that was able to make things a little easier, and if not, I do sincerely apologize, but I do hope this was what was required. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share.
Mickey will like come to his senses, hearing that Liza's about to sit down and like start clapping, because that feels like the appropriate thing to do.
Oh.
Damn.
You start clapping, and Liza, I think,
Like, he's been a
doesn't
white
really know
person
what
at a
to
movie theater. Like, what do you want from me?
It's Shia LaBeouf in the movie theater clapping.
Yeah, you know.
I think Liza just gives like the smallest wave. Also, I think Liza still thinks that you're mad at her. Like, so I think she's like, she gives like the smallest wave, and then she like,
The clapping kind of picks up across a few different other members from Pink Cabin. And Sorry, I have something for this. I swear I do, and it's meant to make you relate on a spiritual-ish level.
Ew.
So,
I'm sorry if I've distracted you by sharing the most cursed GIF I could find.
look, I don't even have the server open.
Oh, okay.
Now I do. But Ellie kind of speaks up again. Says, so, are you confused a lot then if what people say you're doing is wrong, but it's right to you?
Yes, I think yes, pardon. Yes, I found myself confused a lot, and questioning a lot of things. Normally, but also just to myself, and sort of putting what I've been taught versus how I feel, because I've guess in the past year I've sort of gotten better at thinking that it's honestly, I guess just the past week, I realized I can just sort of think and feel, and that be different than what is required of me. Um, so I am confused a lot of the time. I wish I wasn't. No, sorry, I didn't answer your question.
If you have more than that, then say it. I'm just curious because I think about it a lot too.
Um, I guess I was told that it's not a good thing to be confused, but I do it a lot, and I am that a lot. So maybe I also looked into it a bit, and I guess a lot of people are confused a lot of the time. I think more than we know. I mean, I look at my parents and they seem confused sometimes, but they just don't say it. So I think
Such
it's
horseshit. I feel like every adult like has no idea what's going on as much as I do, and they just feel like they've got to know. I don't know.
no, I get that. I share the sentiment. I share the sentiment, though I cannot repeat it. But I feel similar in that
Should I
it,
repeat it for you?
if you want to.
I feel like they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. But I think they want us to think they know what's going on, so that we feel like it's okay, or maybe so that we don't try to do things. Because if they don't think it's okay and we don't think it's okay, then no one thinks it's okay, and then it's not okay. So someone has to be okay, I think.
Mickey is trying really hard to follow that train of logic and is like nodding, but definitely does not look like he gets it.
The only difference between right and wrong is when you get caught.
I don't think that's true, says Mickey.
I mean, I I mean, I guess it can depend on what it means to be caught. I mean, sometimes I catch myself doing something I don't think is right, but
Finley
that's not
pulls
make
out
it
the perfume that Liza stole from
right.
their parents and
Oh,
just puts it on the craft table.
Oh,
It looks at Liza but doesn't say anything.
Liza stares at it, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, that's a good example.
Well, speaking as the adult in the room, and you probably won't want to listen to me, and that's perfectly okay. But usually, when you're defining right and wrong, it comes with a set of morals. That can be something that's learned through your religion, that can be something that's learned through your household and growing up, or just your own experience. Right and wrong does look different to everybody. But being you as an individual is never wrong. And it is confusing trying to figure out if you are right or wrong. You are never wrong, though. Some mistakes, some things, might need to be addressed. But I'm going to say it again. You are not wrong for who you are.
I just want to note that, body language, Pat was like, thank you, whenever it was said that right and wrong is different for everyone, because to Pat, just said the same thing.
Finley's gonna glance around. Is there anybody making eye contact as this statement is said about like being who you are is not wrong? Is there anybody in our group?
Oh, 100%.
You're making
Oh,
eye
yeah.
contact?
With everybody.
I just don't think
Everybody
but okay.
once Sabrina grows 3 heads.
Did y'all hear that?
Okay. You know,
I do actually, now that you mentioned that, I do think the first person that Mickey would look at is Finley.
Finley is certainly looking down, not making eye contact with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a look of like, not of anything, but just a look towards Finley and then kind of a relief at not being looked back at and like a hard swallow.
You just see the heathen on their cap that they stole from Dan from Pink Cabin. So
I think it is Sabrina looking up.
yeah.
The voice
Pat would
crack.
probably like accidentally look at Sabrina and just not look away for a second and then like walk away from the circle. Like still within hearing distance, just like
I stakes eye contact.
You got to assert dominance. So I won that one. That was out of character. I just really had to say that. But acknowledged. I'm gonna go back to looking at everybody else in the group and not at Pat.
I think Liza was looking down the entire time once that thing was said, because that was a heavy thing to hear another adult say, was that there's not wrong. And she's sort of processing that. She has to process a lot of things. First thing was everybody's right and wrong is different. Vine boom. That was new. That was new
Boom shotgun noise.
Boom shotgun. And then the whole like you're never wrong took them off guard, and so they're processing that. But I do think momentarily they want to glance up just out of curiosity, not out of curiosity, but they just want to check on how everybody else is feeling, sort of, because they can't help but not want to be like, oh, somebody else has to, if I'm feeling like this, then what if somebody else is feeling like this? So they have to check to see if that's the case.
Yeah, I think you would absolutely see Mickey in the throes of like something.
There's a question burning in my mind right now. What is going on with Kenny?
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, what's going on with Kenny?
Kenny's like deep in the art. Like you see him like a little more glitter, a little more this, a little more that, right? He's following the conversation, but not very well because he's focused on this piece.
So sorry, that is beautiful. I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah, because any chance to be an artist, he's just gonna go full on for it.
Means so much to me, actually. While having a crisis at Kenny, it's like, oh wait, hold on. Like,
Let me get a more appropriate color of glitter for this crisis.
You know, it doesn't feel like a purple; it feels more like a red. Do we have any?
All colors of glitter are appropriate for a crisis. Squad.
Yeah, but like I pick up the glitter and then I look up and I see people crying, going, "Is this a bad time, guys?"
No, you're good, man.
You should. That looks pretty good. You should share next.
Oh no. Okay,
Come
fine. So I show it off. And there's the first half of it is what everybody sees, and there's like pictures of Mark Spitz and Chris Jenner, all sorts of athletes and Olympians. Like, you know, this is what I'm supposed to look like. I'm supposed to be this, you know, all-star athlete that my dad wants for, you know, for me. And then there's pictures of soldiers, just like, and then he wants me to join the military and, you know, go in on the GI Bill, do all that stuff, and I don't know. And I set the glitter down before I just kind of like knock it over. And on the other side of it is a lot of it's a lot of pictures of people sitting and reading. There's one that's like, I think it was cut out of one of the Life books. It was like one of the drawings, a self-portrait of a man in depression. And I like stick that there with a bunch of tea and a bunch of art and just like trying to make it look very cozy. I'm like, this is what I want to be. I want to be cozy and calm, not really depressed, but that's kind of how I feel. I know it's not big revelations like you guys, but I know what I'm about.
I think
words big revelations. It's another Mickey being like looking down at his project and flipping it over.
Finley kind of looks over and is just like, no, I don't know. I feel like you have a pretty good sense of who you are, and the rest of us are kind of just guessing at it. That's what it sounds like. So that's cool.
I mean, I know what I want to be. I'm just not allowed to be it. That's where I'm stuck.
I imagine that there's been like instilled in us the culture of like, if you want to, there's like a sound you can make if you want to agree with something, like either like rapping on the table or like rubbing your hands together. I feel like there's a murmur of that among people, and like Mickey is also rubbing hands.
Last version of that is like looking down and like nodding really quickly for a second, especially at the I know what I want to be, but I'm not allowed to be it. And then that's why I was like that very quick nod. And then they will say, what, what? Sorry, what do you want to be?
I want to be this artist. I don't want to be a jock. I don't want to be a soldier. I don't want to be angry. I want to relax. I want to go out and, maybe on a date with somebody and not have to worry about whether or not I'm going to get jumped or get my ass kicked for it. Maybe sit around and read all day and not doing training and exercises and drills all day.
Finley is a nosy bitch, and so when Kenny says they want to go on a date, Finley like leans forward and looks around the table. It's like, anybody here you're trying to date? Finley is just trying to distract as long as he can to not have to share. They are trying to
Bruh.
burn the clock to get out of therapy.
Man.
And
Ken, go ahead.
the one change that I do want to note is very thematically appropriate whenever you're talking about doing drills. Pat has kind of converted into doing some, like, squats and stretches to, like, get energy out more.
Yeah, I think I totally screwed that up. Yes, it's Bruce. Completely wrong. I have my genders mixed up.
You're so fine. It's
The classic Jenner swap.
Yeah, the cheddar swap.
You could say you had a moment of transgender. Something. It's trans means on the other side. Anyway,
I love
we
that.
have fun here.
I love that so much. Just like as soon as Finley says something about, it's like, do you want to date somebody here? He's just like, where's that glitter? I'm gonna go back to that. Oh God, somebody, hey, one of you guys maybe take over, huh? Finley, yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, huh?
Finley looks very taken aback. Never occurred to them with their one brain cell that this would get turned on him. Yeah, sure, I guess. And Finley will show the first half that the how people view him, and it is flowers. There's a cross on there. There's dresses on there. Lots of nature and things. There's a pair of boxing gloves because Finley does box. And they just kind of, I don't know. This is, I guess how people see me. It's kind of whatever, I guess. And they are getting more tense the longer that this piece is exposed. And they do not make any motion to show the other half of the project.
Doesn't
Hey,
seem. Go for it.
Finley, do you have somebody you're trying to date? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Finley glances pretty much at everybody in the room and goes bright red.
Yeah.
And just looks down.
Yeah, those tables have turned, haven't they?
Kenny, come on, shut the fuck up.
In the tiniest, squeakiest voice, Mickey will say, "Fair jar."
Oh wait, repeat that.
Mickey says, "Swear jar."
I heard Jar Jar, and then I was like, wait, that episode's not out yet.
Have we seen the third Star Wars movie yet in 1986? I feel like yes,
Yeah,
but I can't remember.
It's
I think yes, and they were still good.
Yeah.
That was before all the edits.
Yep.
Is the swear jar in the room, Meg?
Yes, the swear jar is in the room.
Jeremy. Finley's gonna pick up Jeremy and place Jeremy in the swear jar.
Who's playing with Jeremy?
Finley has stolen Jeremy.
The
No, don't put him
I
in the
was like,
swear
don't.
jar.
And Deli's showing the kid, like, don't put him in the swear jar. He has a
I
home.
mean, and like Finley will like look around and grab just like a crumpled up piece of paper, put it in the jar, and then go sit back down with Jeremy.
Take Jeremy out.
I did.
Okay.
Finley hands Jeremy back to Sabrina.
Thank you.
I think Liza's like looking around at everybody because she's like, for a second, she was like, "Oh no, there's conflict." Like she thought that something bad was. But then everybody sat back down. It was like, okay.
Completely forgetting that Finley has not shared the other half of the project. After that moment, Mickey will kind of like and be like showing the outside one, and like I described last time, there's like anti-drug campaign stuff, there's like it all of the like awful like don't become this stoner. There is half of somebody doing tricks from like a Thrasher magazine cut across the half of the page, so it's clearly like on both sides. It's like a multi-shot of somebody going down a rail, and Mickey thinks it's like the coolest thing. As well as just like, yeah, the like really unflattering stuff from the punk scene, and he's showing it, and he's like, I feel like a lot of people don't, especially when they meet me in like school and stuff, they don't think much of me. I feel like I have a lot of teachers who really don't like me in their classrooms. And I also cops don't like me skating places. But yeah, I think people think that there's just not much going on with me. And he's trying to figure out how to segue into what's on the other side, and he's like looking at it. And he just takes a deep breath and he turns it around. And so from some of those like images that he had gathered earlier, there is what is clearly like a man and a woman making out, but the heads have been swapped for like Debbie Harry is on the man's body, and somebody else, I don't know, some other person is on the some guy is on the femme body. I can't think of a celebrity who Mickey would actually care about. It may just be like some random dude from National Geographic. There's the Bowie album I mentioned last time, where Bowie is like in drag. There's lots of question marks, and he's kind of showing it, and he's like, I didn't think we'd be sharing, but I guess people think they know who I am, and I'm kind of figuring out whether or not the who that I am is okay to be, or just kind of a freak. And we'll sit down kind of unceremoniously.
You see, Liza like goes to raise her hand again. Remember, she was told she doesn't have to. Puts it down. and says, I, I, I'm not, I don't know how much it helps, or I mean, it doesn't have to help at all. I I don't think you're a freak. I think you're you, and you're pretty cool.
And Mickey will kind of like lean back where he's sitting and like, I, uh, thanks, and I don't know. You're not in my head, and it's confusing in here a lot. But I don't know. I feel like, and he's like getting stumbling through his words as he gets to this, but I think that like I sometimes feel like I would be very normal, except that it feels like things have all been like put in backwards in my head. Like when you try to plug a plug in backwards and it just doesn't fit right. But it's hard to explain.
I guess that's why it's confusing. It probably wouldn't be confusing if it was easy to explain.
Mickey has clearly never thought of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you remind where is Finley sitting in relation to Mickey?
I don't know.
I might play
I
Sabrina.
feel like we were on either side of Sabrina
Okay.
to some extent because we had a conversation across Sabrina about the perfume.
That's right. As Mickey is going through this, as soon as Mickey shows the other side of his project, Finley like does not look away. This is one, very unexpected for them, and two, uh, relatable in a way that he was not expecting. And um, when Finley can see that Mickey is like having a hard time articulating, he will turn over his own art piece and just slide it to Mickey so that Mickey can see it. Um, and on the sort of internal one, it is a lot of pieces that have been glued on and then taken off. So similar to what was on the front, there are flowers there, and then those were taken off. There was a feminine body that's been scratched out, a masculine body that's on there and has been taken off. There's an explosion in the middle, and if Sabrina was not clutching Jeremy, Finley would have put Jeremy on there as well. But doesn't say anything, just kind of like slides it over and sits back. Does not try to make too intensive eye contact with Mickey, but would just do
It's
that.
my emotionally support frog right here.
Mickey feels seen, but probably could not interpret what those images mean. This is autobiographical, of course, because I was never able to interpret art until I was like 25.
Valid.
Metaphor? I just didn't get it. Oops. I understand that there's symbolism. I just don't know what to conclude from it.
That's fair.
It
But
sure
yeah,
is.
no. Like Mickey was like tense and bunched up, and as he kind of looks at the art that Finley made, he relaxes a little bit, and will kind of like sheepishly look over and mouth thing.
Finley is, and y'all would have seen this before. I don't think I highlighted it, but Finley kind of like rubs at their neck whenever they're anxious, and you would see Finley kind of just rubbing their neck back and forth, kind of nods to Mickey, and then looks away again.
Janice, another camper from Pink Cabin, kind of tentatively raises her hand a bit just to get to possibly get some attention, and then asks directly, well, it seems like Finley might have been struggling with some of the same thing, but have you, Mickey, considered that, well, maybe you're trans? And for some setting up here, Janice is very androgynous, dark skin. Voice is a little bit on the deeper side, but does present her side, one of her profiles, and it shows very effeminate, very housewife vibes. And it's the head that's labeled How I Feel Inside. I don't know, it's a thought, and it's just something that I've been working on a bit here too, and I remember kind of being in the same shoes and not knowing for sure, and thinking that I was wrong or kind of maybe perverted. I think that's what I said the first time, but
Mickey, yeah, I think Mickey is like choked up, and like, especially when he hears the word perverted, like nods. And like he can't bring himself to like say anything, and he is like frustrated and trying to get to words and crying quietly, and like he's been keeping buttons in his pocket, and they're the I'm trying she pair of buttons, but like can't, like wants to respond but will just cry more if he tries, if she tries.
okay. That's a really big step.
And then I think we'll like we'll like kind of be like, sorry, and just like go to a bathroom to not be around people for a minute.
You get an alley. Alley follows you. A good pupper. That was a heavy moment and a really brave one. Finley, did you want to expand any on what you showed Mickey?
No. And Finley like reaches for another crumpled piece of paper, and just says, "I really fucking don't," and is gonna go put it in the swear jar.
Mickey would have actually like left her art on top of Finley's, because she realized that Mickey or Finley didn't show it.
After doing that, Finley is actually going to grab both of the art pieces and follow Mickey out.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. Janice, you showed one side. Why don't you show us what's on the other? And Janice turns hers around, and very similar to Liza's, actually. It's a lot of books, very neat, really packed into this headspace. Managed to cut out and find a almost, it's a candy stripe. They're a candy striper, but in the frame of a nurse. Says, I want to see about getting into medicine, but I know that just because I am who I am, there's going to be a lot of resistance.
I think. Oh, you see, I will say, Eliza, from the moment Janice started speaking, looked at her and then immediately had to look away because she had a thought that came to mind that she didn't think she should have, which was, oh, she's essentially just, oh wow, okay, panic. but but
Gay Panic, the game.
the game, not our first time since we got into this camp, probably won't be the last, but
Gay
it's very
Panic, the
pertinent right now.
Liza story.
The first
I was gonna say Gay Panic by Hasbro.
Nice.
Oh no, Milton Bradley. There we go.
There we go.
So the first
What
thing
were you
that Kenny thought was, damn, that's where all the books went.
Real. Sorry. But then when she mentions, like, the second she sees any sort of like medical like imagery, and then she says, I want to go into the medical field, Liza fully just like, you see for a second, Liza like slowly looks at her and like is like staring at her, and she doesn't mean to be, but she seems completely like she starts tearing up a bit, because um she's never experienced this before. The idea that the things, her goals, and the things she wants isn't just a thing that she thinks of that's outlandish and like bad, but like somebody else is thinking like the exact same things and shares her sentiments. And so she's like staring at like this portrait, and then back at Janice, and then at the portraits, like slowly back and forth. And like she doesn't realize her, like she's tearing up, but there's like tears in her eyes, and she has like this almost this new light in her eyes of recognition that she's had it earlier during this conversation. There's been a lot of revelations that she will unpack later, but right now, this moment, she feels very she's staring at this and she just can't stop herself from staring, and like tears starting to fall from her face. But the second she like feels them, because tears can be very sensory overloading, she like feels it, and then she immediately starts wiping her face.
There are plenty of
and, like,
tissue
looks
boxes on
away.
tables.
Yeah, but then she draws attention to it. She doesn't want to be a problem. So, listen, we're working on it. Right now, she's using her hands, and she's like hiding her face a little bit and trying to pretend like she wasn't just staring at this person, and their inner like deeper thoughts and like reflections, because she felt so strongly with it. And she just sort of says, um, mm, um, that's um, that's it's that's really it's really cool. Not, I mean, not it's I not that it'll be, I know, it's just I understand. Literally, like I feel the same way, in the same way, but not the same way as you. To say that I don't want to take, like I don't want to, I don't want to take this away from you. That's not what I mean to say. I just, I'm this as similar. I understand, and you're not alone in that sense. I don't think. Sorry. I don't know why I said anything. I don't know why you're presenting. I interrupted you. You were in the middle of talking and I interrupted you. I'm really sorry. That's really rude of me to do. That felt really I understand.
It's okay, says Janice. The whole point of group therapy is being able to weigh in and talk to each other. So
Yeah, that's right.
glad to see that somebody kind of gets what I'm going through and want to do.
Yeah, I want to be in the medical field as well, but I can't. Well, I mean, it's gonna be very difficult in every aspect, as sort of what I'm so what I like looks around for a second. In her mind, for a second, it was just her and Janice for a second in the world, and it was it. But then she like sort of remembers there's other people that she's no I just you're not that's I I also want to go into the medical field, but because of family and other uh, uh social things, and that's not very descriptive. um it's difficult, but if you ever want to talk about it, not the hard things, um we can talk about it if you want. It doesn't have to be right now either. It's just so you know that that's also an interest I have.
Janice nods and smiles and says, "Yes, yeah, I would. I think I'd like that."
Okay. And then Liza just like looks back down and is just sort of, for once she's actually allowing herself to mess with her hands a little bit. She's like twiddling her thumbs and like just messing with her hands a bit. She'll sort of sit there trying not to cry again. um yeah.
Somebody else kind of speaks up and says, "Okay, so if I'm gonna come back to this whole back and forth thing that Finley and Kenny were doing about who are you wanting to date, and if anybody's in the room is somebody that you want to date, and I'm just gonna ask a question. Does anyone ever feel like, I don't know, maybe they like multiple people in a romantic or hell a sexual way too?" This is Leo, the very much golden hair, the golden boy.
I'm so mad that Mickey's not there right now.
You made a choice.
I know I did.
Liza like full on freezes. Like she freezes movement and almost looks like she stops breathing for a second. Because it almost like the second that sentence was finished, she almost immediately said yes, but she had to stop herself. And so she's very tightly like gripping her pants and like staring at the ground and is trying so hard not to like just a couple people she's trying not to glance at right now.
Liza, right now, in her brain, that's an option?
Yeah! Yeah!
It's like, he continues, it's like, because like I don't see what's wrong with it. I mean, it's okay for the most part to date however many people you want, and then you're supposed to settle down with one person, your soulmate or your perfect match. That doesn't make sense to me.
this stream is literally just Liza opens her mouth and it's relatable. That's it. That's tonight.
I don't know about y'all, but I feel like every time any of our characters talk, for the most part, it's relatable. I feel like I've been in every single pair of these shoes.
It's a lot of shoes.
Oh god, my feet are so sore.
God, I just keep fitting in all of them.
Like, I don't know, there's a lot of stigma about it, especially against women. Like, guys, okay, we're supposed to date however many chicks, and girls are supposed to be reserved. How does that math add up?
Me Sin is sitting here like wanting to pull the CM Punk quote, "Tell me when I'm telling lies." Because no lies have been spoken yet.
No lies.
And then he's gonna go on a little bit of a tirade here for a moment.
No, I love it.
It's like, and then guys aren't supposed to date each other, girls aren't supposed to date each other. And then how? It makes no sense. How are you supposed to get your numbers up, quote unquote, as a guy, and girls still be reserved? Get the sense that maybe his issues are a little bit more of a levity.
It's okay. Floodgates have been opened.
Toxic masculinity was a whole thing in the 80s.
Yep.
They didn't even know toxic masculinity existed then.
I didn't know that word.
What?
What? Oh goodness. I will say, Liza will at least sort of continues that nodding. But I think for a second, like in her mind, she's thinking like, is that how I feel? Is that what this is? That's okay. That does make sense. Is that okay? It has to be okay. No, it's not. But it makes sense. And then she like glances up and she like in this order to try and like in her mind she's gonna convince her brain that this is not the case. She looks at she looks at Sabrina, can't keep eye contact, looks at Pat, can't make eye contact. She looks at Janice, cannot maintain eye contact. And then she looks down and I will say the internal monologue is just oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's just repeatedly. And that's Eliza that's just how it, oh no. He lost a vermin.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there
Give it a second for cameras to fix themselves.
Discord crashing.
Discord.
Here we go. RSU Discord.
Actually, no, Liza was gonna say a thing, but Sin isn't here. So, Liza actually will after that look at Sabrina and sort of just like keep glancing to see how she feels about that. She's wondering if she has any reaction to that information.
What was the information again?
Oh, polyamory real.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I like spaced for like 2 seconds, and now I'm like losing my mind over this.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Gonna be real. She probably has the near same reaction to Liza as that, and it's very much about I can keep contact a little bit longer because I'm a little bit more comfortable talking about relationships than she probably feels Liza is. But there's definitely like this realization, like, oh, never considered that an option, but also, wait, why am I keeping eye contact too long with Liza? Wait, what? Anyways, back to Jeremy
Anyway.
situation. But yeah, that's the reaction you would get there. If she made eye contact with anybody else in the group, again, just like everybody else in the group has done at least once today, make eye contact with everybody, quickly look away. That is the situation we are in now. Sabrina has now entered the gay panic stage.
Folks, we got him.
Does cat make it better?
Oh,
This is the best cat.
It is the void cat in the void, as someone said yesterday.
void cat. Void cat.
I'm entranced.
Sorry, the tail made me happy. Then also Liza will also like look to oh my god, what brain to Kenny as well, and but as less of a polyamory real question mark, but more of a are you also is everybody panicking in this group, or are you still chilling out? Like Liza just needs stability
Kenny-
and is looking to Kenny for
Kenny knows what he's about, and that's kind of weird because, like, I don't think he realizes that polyamory is a thing, and it's just like, huh, that's an option. What the fuck? I never thought about that. I don't know. I think it's more confusion than panic.
Right, understandable.
Meg, what have you done?
Look what you just did.
Yeah, Meg, this is unfair. This is using our conversation about polycule cabin to our disadvantage by making us panic.
Yes.
That's the real horror game right there, folks.
Really?
God.
This is the most diabolical plot a GM has ever pulled on me.
And we're expecting to get murdered.
Murder, no fear. Polycule cabin, one fear.
It's one fear bouncing around between all of us, like a brain cell.
God, the original comic for that is so fucking funny.
It really is.
So, I do have to ask a question about the physicality of the like images. Are they on two separate pages or are they on one single page?
Two separate.
Two pages. I legit think maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I swear to God it was on one page. Was that what everybody else was thinking, or am I alone in this?
No,
No, I thought it was on 2 pages.
I
thought it was on
had
2
no
pages.
thoughts, but it was important for what I will do next.
Okay, we're good. It's on 2 pages. I guess.
Yeah.
I can definitely see Mickey just doing it on 2 sides of the page.
So after the gay panic subsides, Pat is going to stand up, take her 2 blank images off the table because she like just got here and she really didn't care about the assignment to begin with. And she'll look at them both and look at the one that people see and rip the page slowly down the middle and chuck it to the ground. That seems about right.
Okay.
And then for the other, also blank page, she will toss it to the center for it to land in a media meaningfully way in the center of the entire group. Saying, that looks about right too.
Would you like to talk about that and help us try to understand?
She'll look up across the group, which I'm imagining that Pat and Sabrina are like almost diametrically opposed in the group somehow. Somehow the math makes sense.
Are we about to have a rap battle?
Eh.
All I could hear was the Hamilton lyrics in my head.
Thank you, Elsie.
I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
Pat'll say, could ask Sabrina. She did the same thing.
Second time this group therapy that I'm like, I wish Mickey were here right now.
I'm still playing with Jeremy on my blank paper.
Why don't I ask both of you? You're the one who made a statement about it, so would you mind sharing first?
I don't know, like what do you want? There's nothing. Inside or out, what you see is what you get. That's it.
I'm not sure that I agree with that.
Sorry, there was a motorcycle that passed by my house. Liza will raise her hand. Can I ask a question? It's for you, Pat, if that's okay. If that's okay.
You are very quiet, darling.
Can I have a question if for you, Pat, if that's okay?
Sure.
What do you think that we see? What do you think we're getting? If I can ask. Just for clarification.
There's one thing that's been clear to me about this entire experience. It's been that I have no clue what you all see. After all, that's the problem with this assignment, right? I can't control what you see.
I think I'm gonna disagree with that one, Pat. After all, let me put it this way. present yourself a certain way. That's very closed off, very, I don't want to listen to this shit. And Dr. Cartwright puts like a marker that she's holding in the swear jar. She is not immune. But that is how you present yourself. Have you told anyone here what is actually going on in your head?
I don't mean to make light. This is Sin, not Pat, but it's like no thoughts, head empty. Like Pat genuinely doesn't understand the question. What are you talking about?
You have a sway over how people see you. And that's very much dependent on just how much you share.
If I could control how people see me, they wouldn't be seeing me at all. I would have been gone a long time ago. Clarification. Sin popping in here because I just realized how that sounded when I said it. Mean like down the road, not. Yeah, sorry.
Fair clarification.
I don't control who sees me. I don't control anything about it. I just get the results. After all, I try to be nice to Mickey, flips me off. Try to be nice to Finley, gets angry with me. Try to be nice to Liza, clams up. Try to put an olive branch out to Sabrina. Look how that turned out. Kenny's cool.
Nice. Kenny don't hate. Kenny's everyone's friend.
Everybody loves Kenny.
But no one wants to be in love with Kenny.
Yet.
Oh. Um, um,
Put out nice. What I get back is anything but. So excuse me if I'm a little bit closed off.
um mm, Liza's like, I think right now she's like looking, she's like staring at Pat, and it looks like she's fighting to see if she should say something. But she just sort of just keeps staring and seems not uncomfortable, but like a little sad and maybe frustrated, which is hard to tell when Liza is frustrated, but you can see like this is the tiniest bit of like she might be like the slightest bit upset. Um um um, okay. Uh, um and then I think she looks at Sabrina for a second. Um and I think she's like trying, it's almost like she's looking for confirmation that it's okay from somebody else. And for some reason she's looking to Sabrina because why not? Because one, we won't unpack that.
I mean, Sabrina visibly tensed again at this description because everything that Pat has said is completely wrong in her
Mhm.
mind, which the olive branch was taken, and all she got in return was getting told she's a mean friend and a bad person, basically. So just hearing saying that she didn't do something or try is going to make her tense. And I'm kind of sad that Finley's not here to take Jeremy, because now I don't know what to do with Jeremy, because I don't want. I
Just put
don't
him in
want
the
to.
square jar.
Kenny will hold on to Jeremy
Okay.
if you.
I couldn't remember if Kenny was afraid of Jeremy or not. Someone
No,
was.
Kenny's totally chill.
That's
Okay.
Liza who's afraid of
Okay.
Jeremy.
Okay. She will slide this now, like probably slimy piece of paper that she was supposed to do her art project on, over to Kenny, and probably stand up and look at Liza, but not say anything, and contemplate leaving. But she's not gonna like leave yet. It's more like a square up kind of stand up.
Sabrina, why is this slimy?
It's got a frog on it. That's Elsie, not.
Okay. I think Kenny's still kind of worried about the glitter situation, and he's not looking at the fact that there's a frog on it. He just felt the paper. It's like, why is this sticky, slimy? Hey, Jeremy.
Um, I think seeing Sabrina get up, then Liza takes a deep breath, and she's actually going to write something. She's gonna try to find a piece of paper, and she's going to write something down. And she's going to get up and walk over to Pat, and hand, if she'll take it, hand a piece of paper that will just say, uh, "You've been a little mean." That's all it says.
Pat'll take it. Look at it. Crumple it up. And she's like walking toward the exit.
So, Dr. Cartwright looks like she's about to step over and say something, and Meg waves her off and follows Pat a couple of steps outside and just says, hold up. And we're gonna pass a little bit to. We're gonna go back inside the group therapy hall for a minute before we address that. Cartwright says it seems like maybe that was not how things were seen by the rest of you. Which I suppose is my point. Everybody does have a sway over how they're seen, how they present, how people see them, and that's through your actions and what you choose to share. And the bell's indicating the end of the hour, essentially. Coming around, she sighs and says, unfortunately, I think that's the end of our time for group today. Take your pictures. I would love to see them when we do our next one-on-one or next time for group. And with that, I think we're going to take a break for a little bit, take a few minutes, recharge, decompress a little bit, and we'll be back. Bye, everybody. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. We just went to therapy, and it has been overwhelming for a number of reasons. So we're gonna do a little check-in on Mickey and Finley. Mickey kind of hightailed it to a bathroom to get away from everybody, and Finley followed to check in.
Yeah, so I think that camera picks up on Mickey, and I imagine the bathroom is like it wouldn't be gendered here. Like we talked about how the toilet situation was unusual, but like Mickey not being able to decide where to go because Mickey's in a headspace where everything is extremely gendered and has opted to go around to the back. And I imagine this like bathroom is kind of set up against like a slightly more densely wooded area, but you can walk all the way around it pretty easily because there's like trash bins out back and stuff. And has like plopped down behind the bathroom and is just like crying quietly. Arms wrapped around knees.
Finley would walk up and like was probably trying to follow pretty quickly, and then seeing Mickey on the ground is like, oh fuck, I should have followed a lot slower, because now they feel very uncertain. Um, and he is going to like pat his pockets. He's still got the two art pieces, and he pulls out one of his paper airplanes that he made out of the Bible pages, and you can see he kind of scribbles something on it, and then throws it toward Mickey. And if Mickey reads it, it does say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Mickey like grabs it, unfolds it, looks over and is just like
Kind of points toward is Mickey wearing the pins?
I don't think so.
Okay. Um Finley will kind of gesture toward the art pieces in his hand. Sorry, I didn't make you upset or anything. Just kind of
You,
seemed.
you didn't do anything. I what she said just
It's okay. I get it. Uh, and Finley makes that exact noise. Has no connection to their emotions, but is trying to muddle their way through this, and goes and sits next to Mickey, but gives a little bit of space. Um, and looks straight ahead, puts the art pieces down between the two of them. It's pretty hard to figure out.
I just don't know where it, any of me fits. And I feel like no matter what, I'm not the right thing for somebody.
Uh,
And-
Finley starts like again rubbing at their neck, um, and kind of rushes with their words. That's not. I know that it feels that way, but it's not true. And is still not looking at Mickey, um, but is kind of getting worked up as they're talking. I know what it feels like. I get it. I know it sounds stupid coming from somebody else, but it's really not true. That's not. I've never been here before. I don't know anything about this camp, but it kind of seems like if you're going to figure it out, this is the place to do it.
Yeah, okay, so I think Mickey
I
is
felt
going
that
to
was in character Mickey, and I was like, Finley's about to get fucking whiplash.
No, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, Mickey is still crying, like reaches into the pocket and like pulls out. And I think that the way that this works is Mickey pulls out both the pictures, not really thinking about it, and unfolds it. And the one that we see first, right, is Mickey like as Kenny drew her. And like Mickey like flattens it and puts it between them. Um, I I really like what Kenny drew, but I don't feel like that person. But I want to be.
And Finley is kind of going through another level of gay panic with this. Um, not really understanding. I think for Finley, like trans for trans is not even a thought that has ever crossed his mind. So this is a very strange experience for him. Um, I mean, you could, I don't know, probably get like a dress or something if you wanted to try it out. I'm sure they have them around here. They gave me a binder when I first got here, so.
I think before you say the word binder, uh, Mickey doesn't know what that is.
Yep.
Uh, uh, she's just gonna say, "Do you think I would look stupid? I'd look stupid."
This is the first time that Finley turns to look at Mickey. No, I don't think you'd look stupid at all. I think it'd be kind of cool, like very uncertain of what is supposed to be helpful here.
That just makes Mickey cry more.
No, no, no. Look. Uh, I don't know how to help here. Uh, I just it it can start to feel pretty shitty and pretty lonely. Um, and I want to give, as a player, just a general content warning to viewers for the topic of suicide. Um, but Finley kind of slowly trying this. Finley has never shared this with anybody. Um, it just it can get pretty lonely, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's worth sticking around. So I just want to let you know that it's cool if you feel like wearing a dress or something.
Uh, and Mickey's gonna scoot the distance between them and like big hug uh Finley. And
Uh,
there's like it's the thing of like there will definitely be like tear impressions on Finley's shoulder afterwards.
uh, Finley is not used to affectionate touch. This is something very unfamiliar to them, and so they kind of just freeze. Do I? And like we'll go for the awkward like pat. Um, this is a very fun parallel to early on when Mickey and Finley met, and Finley tried to do the like bro thing, but doesn't fucking know what he's doing. Um, so very similarly, there is just like the awkward, what do I do with my hands? But we'll kind of sort of put their hand on Mickey's shoulder and kind of rub their back a little bit. Uh, should I? Do you want to talk to one of the counselors, or I don't? I just want to make sure you're okay.
I'll be okay. It's just kind of uh kind of like being naked in a room full of people.
Yeah, pretty accurate. Uh, do you are you ready to try out she/her pronouns?
And even just like hearing that, like um Mickey is kind of like, if everybody says I'm nice like you do, sounds like a good time. Hey, I I'm really glad I got to meet you. I'm glad you're still here.
Uh, Finley's whole body goes tense, just from neck all the way to toes, locks up. Um, because this is probably something that he needed to hear a long time ago, but never has. Um, and then kind of just settles a little bit more. Are we still hugging?
Uh,
Just to be clear.
I think when I think before Mickey said that, Mickey would have released the hug, but is now like nearby, probably on like knees instead of on butt.
Uh, so yeah, Finley would get very, very tense and then kind of settle, and kind of lean in toward where Mickey is, and then almost kind of catch themselves, and pull back really quickly. I mean, it's whatever. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah. I hard swallow. Mickey definitely still puffy eyed. like, does this feel like a good spot to have like one of them shift slightly, or like the wind come through and just like blow that top piece of paper away?
That is absolutely what I'm picturing. It just like flips it so that the pages that show both of their like inward perspectives are now face up and exposed on on the pavement next to them.
Is this alongside the drawing of the two of them by Kenny? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Does Finley see it?
Uh yeah, Finley is probably looking for any awkward thing because he does not want to look at Mickey. Like he feels like it is like this is a very private thing that he should not be seeing. So absolutely anything that catches his eye he is going to look at, and he is going to just freeze up again and not say anything.
And Mickey will look and uh it's just like, Kenny drew that, and it's totally cool. It's totally cool if that like I'm not like opposed. I just don't know anything. It's like I don't even know how to suck a dick, so I just be very
Uh,
new. Like, but I feel like I'm
I have
smart. Like
to
I can figure things
I
out.
have
But
to I need
anyway,
to
I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
I feel like we maybe missed a couple of things, but you know, it's okay. And Finley is like trying to
Hearing
cover.
missed a couple of things, like Mickey is just like, and then looks at the art, and then is like, oh, 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 I'm so fucking dumb.
No,
Oh my god.
it's weirdly enough, it's kind of a compliment. What do you when I said earlier that they gave me a binder, what did you think that they gave me?
It was the free ring.
Finley is cackling, just uh very embarrassed, I think, but very entertained by this whole thing.
Hey, while we're here, do you want to do they laugh a lot and then they like go like sit down to catch their breath and their hands touch accidentally?
Absolutely.
Does Finley do anything with that?
Uh whose hand is on bottom? This is an important character development question.
I don't think that I have any thoughts on that. Is there one that's cinematically better? I don't have a trope to rely on here.
No, you're totally fine.
Who has tropes to rely on for T for T relationships?
Oh, what a concept. God, I wish. Uh,
Trans tropes.
How do we want to start the trope? How do we want to establish the trope? This is so much pressure.
now I'm stressed. Finley probably accidentally like puts their hand on top of Mickey's and like does the like awkward and then like just very gently settles their hand back, but doesn't say anything. Is looking in the distance.
Oh, because I was gonna say like Mickey at that will like look at Finley and be like,
Bright red. Absolutely just bright red.
um. So like, and Mickey will like look at the drawing. Um, do you have a? Do you like me?
Uh My poor dumb child. He is so lost right now. He pulls his hand away Very embarrassed. I know. I mean, uh, and like starts to gather the papers is like full panic mode, trying to just escape the conversation.
And yeah, and oh god, I don't think Mickey is a minimizer, but like, oh yeah, it was dumb to think that was the case because of something Kenny drew. That's and, hmm. And we'll also gather papers and then like take the two of him and of the both of them and like fold them up and put him in his pocket and then realize what she's done and be like, but like stick with it.
I mean, it and like doing the classic like kicking the dirt, fiddling with their hands. I mean, it was a pretty picture of you. So,
It's Mickey's turn to turn bright red.
uh, tried the pin out, and I mean, my parents sent me here with a lot of, I don't remember our height difference. Mickey's tall.
It's significant. I think how tall, not old, how tall is Sabrina? Because I imagine that they're like relatively close in height, like within a couple inches.
I forgot. I'm gonna be real. I think it was like average height, like 5'5", 5'6", like on the taller end of
Oh.
average for a girl.
Never mind then.
Oh,
Because
What?
because in my head, right, the height has gone the height array has gone Liza, Finley, Sabrina, uh Mickey, Kenny, Pat. That's
Sabrina's,
the AT&T commercial.
I thought
okay.
Sabrina's 5'5", 5'6" is what
Yeah.
you wrote.
Oh, is that what I wrote? Oh, thank you. Okay, I wrote that. All right.
I-
Fact check me.
I think
Um,
Kenny and Pat
I
are
believe it.
actually the same height.
Yeah, but Pat gives
Yeah.
off taller energy. This is like how Turk, hi Turk, gives off like the energy of somebody who's like 5'2".
I immediately looked to chat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, is Turk here? He just shows up places.
He does. He does.
You don't gotta drag Turk like that.
I do.
I'm
every
not
time.
dragging Turk. He just
I
has,
am.
he has I'm just a little guy energy. What
He
can I
really
say?
He really does.
Just a little guy. Don't come after me with those mechs. I'm a rascal.
Never
Um,
mind. I'm not gonna say what Turk said to me. Never mind.
Share with the class later, Elsie.
You already know. It was that I look like I belong in the DSM-5
Oh,
or something like that.
I forgot about that.
Damn.
Why would you expose yourself like that?
Because it was a really funny quote. It was a really funny quote.
We all dragged Turk for it. We all put
It was-
Turk through the ringer.
It was
for
very
it.
funny. It was in for everyone on Twitch. It was in good faith and true and funny, and I was laughing. Nobody is offended. Continue.
Finley has no concept of spatial reasoning, as Kian does not. So we'll absolutely say, my parents sent me with like a lot of girl clothes. If you, I don't know if any of it would work, but
And I mean, I don't really have anything, so like I try. Yeah.
we can go through it, and Finley will go to do the awkward punch that they do in Mulan, and then realize that Mickey is exploring their gender identity and is like, "Oh fuck, what are the norms now? I'm not quite sure how to respond." And we'll just kind of awkwardly pull their hand back. Yeah, we can check it out sometime.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. You should keep the photos that Kenny drew, and Finley is gonna about face and walk away.
Mickey is feeling like she has been read for filth, but will also head back in the direction of group
Yep.
therapy, which
Yep.
which is absolutely still going. Like, I don't know what you mean. Definitely hasn't been thoroughly derailed.
So, as you start to make your way back to group therapy, the bells kind of go off, indicating the top end of the hour. And in the distance, you can see kind of people starting to stream out. Meg is standing with Pat, trying to get her to wait and pausing there as people kind of filter out. And once everyone kind of has, and Sabrina, where are you in this tidal wave?
I think where we left off with her, she was standing, but as people start dismissing out, are we doing okay, real talk. Is the finger painting happening? No, I really need to know this for like purposes of where Sabrina is.
Kenny's probably gonna go and start looking for art supplies to do some finger painting because now that the idea is there, he's gonna want to do it.
Okay. With Pat gone, then Sabrina would have joined Liza and Kenny in this venture to now engage in artistic crafts because she does love arts and crafts. And is relaxed a little bit. So wherever they have congregated after supplies have been found, even though people are leaving.
Hey, where'd Kenny go? Because Liza's just, I would say, like, I don't even think Liza, like, brought up, like, finger painting. I think Liza literally just, like, wanted to stick around with Kenny because they, Kenny's their friend, and they wanted to spend time with their friend. And everybody else is sort of, like, drifting off. And they
I
were
mean,
just...
so we're over by like the arts and crafts area, anyways, right?
Yes.
Like,
You are nearby.
yeah, cool. So I'm gonna go and just like go open one of the closets there and just start reading it for tempera paint. Just like, all right, I have a whole table to myself. Let's go.
And I was just standing there watching. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't know what else to do. She's just watching and will help with what she can. She hasn't picked up this finger painting yet, so she's trying to find like brushes and stuff for you because you're conveniently not getting them.
It's in the name.
Liza, have you never done finger painting?
Pardon?
Painting with your fingers. Have you never done it?
You don't use the brush.
Sorry. I don't I don't think I under what you mean you use your fingers to is it like is it a form of abstract art? You use your like you put the paint on the canvas and you like drag.
No. You literally just you paint something with your fingers.
Your fingers are the brushes.
Yeah. I just like I blot down some paint onto my paper and just stick my whole hand in there and just start like drawing grass because I am using the green. I start drawing the grass with like the majority of it being my palm and then my fingertips, trying to scriggle around for the actual grass.
It's washable, Liza. Like you can. It's not gonna like stay on your skin forever. You can use your fingers as brushes.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's washable. I assume. It's just, I mean, I just I didn't know that was a thing you could do.
Oh, hun, and he kind of grabs you and just like, come here, gives you a hug,
Hi.
sets you up with some paint. Like, just come on, try it out. It's fun. It's gonna be fun.
That was very. Oh, thank you. I can put my hand in it.
Yeah, you could put your fingers, your hand, doesn't matter however much you want to get in the paint. Just get it in there, and then just draw something.
What if I make a mess?
That's the point.
Oh. And then Liza puts one finger in, I think, yellow paint, and we'll find like a little spot and draw like, like very hesitantly, makes like a little circle, I think, and then does some lines and says, I made a sun. Is that okay?
That's awesome.
No, you don't have to ask if it's okay, Liza. It's art.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure I was doing it properly. That's I wanted to.
There's
Liza,
no right or wrong way
No.
for art.
No.
Right. It's an expression.
And to prove a point, I literally just shoved my hand in whatever colors have been put on like a palette or a piece of like paper plate or whatever. All of the colors at one time, one hand, straight into the fucking plate, pick it up and put it on her piece of paper. So it's just like a multicolored handprint. Art. And then she holds up her hand like this.
Art.
You watch as Kenny takes this still wet paint on his hand and just like puts it right on his face.
And then
He goes,
Sabrina will look and like just gesture art.
See? Hey, look, now I'm the Uruk-hai from Lord of the Rings. Wow, I really am a nerd. Holy crap.
I did read that book in high school.
Oh, not 8th grade?
Not 8th grade.
Okay.
Liza has missed this key part of this conversation as she's looking around for an adult to see if somebody's about to call them out for doing something wrong, but then realizes nobody cares.
This is the least of their worries.
The least of their worries. And that's when she looks back, looks between Kenny and Sabrina. And I think like very quickly she like slams her hand in like a piece of paint and then slams it on the paper and then like almost like skitters away from it. Because she
No, do it again. Do it again.
Do it again. I promise it's not going to attack you.
No,
It is not. You're not signing any contracts. It's fine.
Gotta be careful of the paint spiders.
I live in Washington. That's not a joke you can make.
Paint spiders are real. They are very real.
Oh no.
The fear is real.
Nothing more upsetting than stirring the paint and being like, "Oh, that's a weird glob of us."
Oh no.
Is that a thing that
That's
Yes,
happened
it
to me.
is. It's happened to me too.
You all have spiders in your paint?
Yeah, why are there
They
spiders in
they
your
don't
paint?
live there. They don't live there.
Oh, yeah, it's dead now.
They're just around and sometimes they fall in.
I've never had
Not
a
good.
spider in my paint, and I'm 30
Oh.
years old.
To be fair, I don't get near a lot of paint.
I mean, in my entire 30 years of life, I've never had a spider in my paint, I think. Oh, no, I'm questioning it.
Well, I have one more year on you, so you have time to catch up, friend.
Oh no.
I guess I can't paint for a year then.
gotta be careful now. I think Liza after that I think is like, "Well, come back up," and literally just starts like it's a slow process, but like she literally starts like slowly putting her hand more and more in the paint and then just splattering it on the paper. And she cringes a little bit because it's messy and it's like makes a mess everywhere, but she's having a really good time. So she like keeps doing it and
Kenny,
yeah,
Kenny
good.
looks down at it and says, "It's a regular Jackson Pollock. It looks great."
Oh, thank you.
And then I put the handprint on the side of your face.
Oh,
See, it's all good. It's art.
and then Liza has like this big grin on her face now. As she's going to like take a bit of paint, and she was about to do the same thing with Sabrina, but then she pauses and says, "Oh wait, can I do that? I just wanted to check real quick."
Yes. Well, now it's not a surprise, but
Oh.
yeah. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
was
And then
okay.
I'm gonna slap her face too. Not slap. Oh
Oh.
my god.
No,
Of
it's okay.
course,
I know what you
Sabrina's
meant.
the violent one.
I know what you meant. It's okay.
I guess press is the correct verbiage. Oh my god. Press my hand against not Danny, Liza's face.
And then Liza does the same, except it looks like she's gonna put her whole hand, and then she sort of like just sort of boofs your nose with it. Yeah.
Can't believe I'm about to have a whole like throw down conversation with Pat with paint on my nose.
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm not gonna wipe it off.
Yep. Liza then just goes, art.
Yes, art. There you go.
Art.
You're doing it.
I really like finger painting. This is very fun. This is very messy. I will say I don't know how. I mean, that's okay though. But that's okay because that's part of the art, and we're having a good time. Yes.
Hey, Meg, question for you as player. Is there like any kind of like role of I know it's not the arts and crafts area, but like of butcher paper that is anywhere like standing up in this room?
Like the long sheets of brown paper.
Yeah, or like
Absolutely.
sometimes. Okay. So Sabrina's gonna go over and grab that wherever it is, and then just like on the floor, roll out like maybe like I don't know 3 or 4 feet, and then like gesture to Liza and be like, now you don't have to worry about a mess. Just go crazy on this whole paper. Like the whole thing is your canvas. Finger paint. More. No worry
Okay.
about mess.
Okay. Right. Okay. I can. Sorry. Thank you.
And then grab like I'm picturing those, like really cheap dollar store, like half a pint or a pint of like no label art craft supplies that they have at camp in like mass purchase or bulk that they bought, and just like squirt a whole bunch of colors, like at least 3 or 4 colors onto this piece of or plate or whatever it is, and then slide it over to Liza and be like, go crazy.
Go. I will go crazy. Yes. Yes. Oh, I have an idea. Okay. And she's going to get to work. And Maverick, she will probably make the messiest thing she's ever created in her life. And just start taking a bunch of the paint, like a bunch of just the multicolor paint, and just start like I think she makes like one of those like abstract pieces where it's like from when you're like close up, it's like, oh, that's just colors. But I think like from far away she makes like a sort of very, very loose flower, I think. Like one of those just like very simple flowers. But it's very messy. It's very like scattery. It's sort of hard to tell it's a flower. We really have to squint to look at it. But it's messy and it's nice. And she's very happy in the process of doing it. And she gets paint, I think, all over her clothes. 'Cause she gets really into it. 'Cause she was told to go crazy. And so she did exactly that. She's like using her arm to like do like certain like little angles and get like certain stuff like that. Like she has it's a moment.
This is so wholesome. I can't. I literally cannot.
And yeah, she makes a very very messy very multicolored flower just on this like that covers the entire canvas. She does not waste space. um and yeah. uh she'll I think she literally like presents it like pauses whenever she's finished if Sabrina and Kenny are still there. She will just
Yeah.
say oh go ahead. Yeah.
Kenny's like fishing out something to stick in the swear jar. He goes, "Holy shit, that's amazing!" Like for
I
real. That's
I
You,
I did.
are y'all still in the therapy room?
I think
no.
so.
Okay.
Oh wait, where
we're
are we?
because we were out at the art area where everybody was.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. I wasn't sure if the swear jar existed outside the therapy room.
We took it
But
with us, I guess.
We brought it in for
We
the
brought it.
session.
Okay, got
There
it.
is
Got it. Cool.
always
Cool.
a swear jar.
It's
Every
just
Swear
single
draws in
building
every
has one.
cabin.
The gays swear the most.
The swear jar is the monster.
I swear Jar was the monster all along. Uh,
Oh my god, you're right.
They say homos are sinners. They didn't mention that the sin is saying some bad words.
Oh no.
As you guys are going to town in the art cabin, Pat, Meg has stopped you outside, and Dr. Cartwright has, after everyone's kind of filed out, has stepped out as well. Said, "Oh, good, you're still around. I wanted to give you something."
What?
She motions you over and holds out what looks like a shoebox. Open it up.
She'll like very untrusting. And slowly open it up.
Inside is a Discman. Nowhere near new, it's clearly very used. And there are some tapes, discs for you as well. Some of them are the artists you mentioned 2 or 4, but there's also some other ones that are in the same vein. Because I wasn't able to find everybody you mentioned, but the clerk told me these would be a similar kind of sound or vibe, I guess.
Are you serious?
I am.
Pat just like chokes up for a second.
I've got one request with this, and that's only just that you try to open up with some of the others like you did with me. But I'm not going to take this from you if you don't hold that end of the bargain.
I don't. I shouldn't.
It's a gift, Pat.
That's not how things work.
What do you mean?
You don't just get things. That doesn't happen.
I know it's been a rough go of it for you, but I'm here. We're here to say that sometimes you do just get things. You made it clear that having something like this would help you process and cope. And I consider it my responsibility to put as many coping tools in the hands of the campers here as I can.
It doesn't make sense.
Do you think that you don't deserve something like this?
You say there's no conditions.
Like I said, the only thing I'm going to ask is that you try to open up more with some of the other campers or with your counselor. And like I said, I'm not going to take it from you. I think that this will help you. That's all there is to it. So, no conditions.
Okay. And she's still like kind of not trusting of the situation, but she will take it and say, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, take that and go find somewhere to decompress.
Yeah. And she'll kind of wander away, almost like in a daze. Like, this type of stuff doesn't just happen. It's still very weird, but she'll sit down on the side of like the steps outside, and she'll look through, see what's there. Like, looking at it like somebody would look at, like, if they just found a case full of $100,000 type thing. And she'll find the closest thing to Pat, or, you know, if there is Pat, that's what she's going to first.
Let's say, yeah, there's a copy for Pat in there.
She'll turn it on and hit, or put in the disc, hit play, and just close her eyes. She wouldn't have the words to describe what she's experiencing, but 100% this is like a heavy stim object for her.
You have your Discman and you are hanging out alone, trying to decompress as you listen to music. We've got Liza, Sabrina, and Kenny in the art hall finger painting. Mickey is. Are you wondering at this point? Mickey and Finley are doing their own thing as well. Say, a little while passes, a couple of hours. Activities are kind of going through their motions. And Pat, you do get interrupted by Allie bounding up to you and putting her paws on your knee.
Take one headphone off, even though Allie obviously cannot say words. Am I supposed to be somewhere?
She just pants happily and looks back as Meg steps up and she hears his voice. Says, I want to see about getting you and Sabrina in a room to have a conversation. Because it's really, really clear that there's a lot of tension going on and it's just going to get worse for you guys and the cabin. I don't know what the details with this olive branch was, but it definitely sounds like something went wrong. So what are you saying, helping figure it out?
I guess I'll do what I can.
Alright. Come on, let's go find her.
Alright. And she will put the headphones down and turn it up so she can still hear the music while they're walking, but not, like, not be unavailable to be spoken to type situation.
Sabrina, are you still hanging out in the art cabin?
Are we still doing art? Like, you still doing art? Liza? Kenny?
I think Kenny's made enough of a mess. He's probably he's winding down and just like, all right, I think I need to go clean up. I'm covered in paint.
Go ahead.
I think Liza sort of like, I think pauses. She's on her fifth little canvas now. She's gone from doing like messy finger paintings. She sort of has altered it a little bit. I will say they've all been plants. She's only ever like painted or done little things with plants. Like the last one she's working on is like a little flower pot. And she's doing this as just like a regular more finger painting. She's using her finger, but she's not trying, but she's being very intricate of making like a little flower pot, and she's trying to put like initials in it. It's the first initials of everybody in the cabin. And she has that on the pot, and like has like a little like a 5-petal flower. The flower is a little more messier because that's a little more difficult to be as intricate with. But you know, it's like a little rose. It's all its little thorns, but it's still very pretty. And she's like finishing that up as Kenny says that, and like it's little like she's taking out of her little like bubble of no consequences for a second, and she's just sort of like, "Oh, I'm covered in paint." Oh, that's probably a good idea. It's also been a very long time. Okay. Thank you all for this. Should we? Oh, we can all head back together if we want.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, that is where Sabrina would be with them. She's not as much covered in paint because she was still, I think, wearing Mickey's jacket that she gave
So
her
Mickey's
in.
jacket's covered in paint.
No, I'm so sorry. It's washable. It's washable. It's washable. It's washable. It's washable.
Mickey does not have that many clothes.
It's washable. I'll just go get in the lake again.
There's
It's
just gonna be paint on it until laundry day.
just go jump in the lake. It's fine. Defeat the purpose of the jacket in the first place. And would probably be on her way to head out with Liza and Kenny from that area.
Hey, it's Sabrina.
Yeah. What?
You got a little bit to talk?
I'll look back to the other two and then look back at you and give a nod of, yeah, sure. What's up?
Sorry, I see you're covered in paint. Try not to take too long.
No, I don't need to clean up. You can take as long as you want. It's fine.
Let's step over into the therapy building. I don't want people walking in.
Am I in trouble?
No, I'll take it as you haven't noticed Pat yet.
That's definitely why she asked if she was in trouble.
You're not in trouble. We're just gonna sit down and have a conversation. Because it's pretty evident that something has happened. And if it continues like this, I'm worried it's going to negatively affect you, too, and the rest of the cabin.
Right. We're actually gonna talk, right? And people are gonna listen. And at that moment, she's gonna look directly at Pat.
Pat doesn't say anything, kind of focuses on the music, like not responding, but not like giving any direct negative.
Cool. Okay. Yep. Let's go talk.
Liza will sort of walk. I will say like Liza, I think like hid behind Kenny a little bit during this, because she got very nervous and she kept staring at Pat because she didn't know what to think. She had some thoughts in her mind. But she'll move from Kenny and will sort of shuffle over to Sabrina and say, do you want us to? Oh, do you want me to wait to like out here in case you, or do you want us to go?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I got this. It's all right. Thank you.
Okay. And Liza looks at Pat, and it looks like she thinks to ask the exact same thing. But she looks at Pat and can't find herself to get a word out. So she just and goes to be by Kenny.
So, Meg and Allie lead you guys to the therapy cabin, where once inside, Meg switches over a door signs, basically group in session, so that ideally you won't be interrupted by anybody. Not gonna lock you into the room, obviously, but it's hopefully deter anybody from coming inside. Okay. Tell me about this olive branch.
Sabrina's gonna like make a face, like go on to Pat, who was the one to bring it up in the first place.
So I don't want to give you my name because I don't want my parents to know where I'm at.
Okay.
There was only one person here who knows what my name is. Other than me, of course. I came to Sabrina, told her I have no issues with her. I just had issues with her friends. As long as she didn't tell anybody, cool. But the next morning, she acted exactly like they do. Bring people in, control the situation. Do all the things that make you popular. I saw it. I saw it before she got to high school. I knew the playbook. Saw her doing it. And I wasn't going to let her do to Liza what her friends did to me.
Okay. Sabrina, you're making a face.
It's just it's a lot of assumptions. Again. Not now, then. I told you when we talked that I would not want to be like them after, you know, the way they spoke to me, treated me. I was done with that in high school. Which, in the moment with Liza, I didn't think it would come across like that. I didn't feel like I was trying to get her to do what I wanted. I mean, you see it. I see it. We all see it. She's going through something and she's not standing up for herself in the way that you and I do.
That's why I stood up for her.
But you don't have to. You don't have to be the one to save everybody. Maybe what I'm doing is trying to get her to say no, to tell me she doesn't want to do that. If she'd said no, if she said, that's not for me, I don't want that, I'm uncomfortable, anything like that, I would have backed off, which it sounds like you went through something like that and they didn't back off. But I would have if she told me no. But before she even got a chance to, you stepped in and went off on me, told me I was mean just like them. And that kind of hurt. And that's the assumptions I feel like you've been making about me, which hurt even more after I told you I wasn't like that. But I get it. I do. Like, nobody wants to be treated like they're being pushed around. And I also get it that I'd want to stand up for Liza too. I mean, she's just too nice. But I'm really not like them. I would have backed off.
And what would have happened if she wouldn't have said no? If she would have said yes?
Then I wouldn't have taken the shot of hot sauce and she would have, you know, eaten a taco. She would have gone for a swim in the lake. Neither of those things are harmful, but if she'd said no, at least it would have been up in the right direction.
I don't like when somebody forces an answer.
Okay. Then I'll try to help another way. I'm not here to force anyone into anything. I'm at this camp because my parents said, oh, you get to go to summer camp this year for reasons that we're not going to tell you, but that everybody knows. I'm not here to be a bully. And I'm honestly enjoying the friendships I do have. So if that would make you hate me less, then I'll do it. I won't do it, I should say. We'll find another way to help Liza because that seems to be some common ground we both have.
Fair enough.
Can I make a suggestion for you two? Liza is very much capable of defending herself and standing up for herself. You guys are taking on this responsibility that, quite frankly, you don't need to have. It's our job as counselors, as therapists, to help her hit milestones, but you guys can show her things without speaking for her. Because that's what you both are doing. It's a hard truth for you, but that's what's happening. I suggest maybe listening to her a little bit more, asking her, talking to her, and continue to show her some of the things that she hasn't interacted with before. Don't make her choices for her. Don't make your choices for each other either. Make choices for yourselves.
It was a lot easier when I didn't have to ask what the rules were.
I'm sure it was, but I'm also sure you're learning that there's rules in place for reasons.
When I had matches beforehand, you would go over every bit. You knew the points. You knew winner, loser. I just don't get this. She gets a weird smile on her face for a second and says, Sabrina, want to fight?
No.
Yeah, I figured not.
I know a losing fight when I see one, and I don't think I could take you.
Yeah. You've got a few advantages I don't think you know about yet.
Sabrina's thoroughly confused at this point because they were just talking about Liza and backing off, and now we're talking about fighting, which she wanted to do a few minutes ago, but now she's just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And what advantages are those? I'd like some clarification here because might need those in the future.
Judo. Low center of gravity.
Huh. I didn't consider that. Never really got into martial arts, but if it works, right? Know where this is going, Sin, and fuck you. Broken.
I am getting broken by the back channels, and it is not fair.
Don't look at us.
Sorry, gang.
No,
For
no.
for stream, we wrote
Why are you even
advantages.
looking?
You're hot. I want a kiss. Smoochies, please.
I wasn't even reading this chat, and I'm so glad I wasn't.
You really can't. We're unruly back here.
Coming up there with a squirt bottle, be like, shh, no. Go to horny jail.
Not again. Sorry.
We left off on possible judo matches.
Sorry, okay, yeah. Bet. I mean, that was Tulsi. We don't say bet in the 80s. Okay. Judo, huh?
Yeah.
I honestly only know that you did wrestling, right? Did you do judo too, or are you just speaking from interest points?
No, I didn't do wrestling.
Oh,
That was Kenny.
you know what? This is canon that she probably wouldn't know. But now I know too.
I mean, I could see why you would think they're similar, but judo's its own thing.
So you did do
I-
judo then?
Yeah. I did it until I got to regional competition, and they kind of forced me out.
Why?
Until regionals, I was in weight classes. Just did all the weight classes. Once regionals came around, they said they didn't have a division for girls.
Right. I forgot about weight classes completely. I never really was a part of a sport that involved them. That sucks. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Well, if you think I'd be good at judo, I'd be happy to learn it. Like, might be fun. Give us some common ground besides Liza, which we're apparently not allowed to help. So,
I could
different
teach
talking
you a
point.
thing or two.
All right. I'm not gonna look at chat. I think that'd be really fun.
Fair enough.
The bells for dinner ring out. Okay, I'll get cleaned up and go get some grub. Oh, Olivia wants to do a cabin night with the kids from Pink Cabin. I think she's got
A
a
what?
movie or something. Cabin night. To hang out and do an activity together. I think she's putting a movie on the projector.
Who picks the movie?
I did, but I suspect she's going to switch them, because she always does, so I'm gonna go make sure that we have that.
What movie did you pick?
Jaws.
Oh. Yeah, make sure she doesn't switch that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of a copy of Alien, but they didn't have any at the corner store.
Probably too popular.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of horror movies.
Why do you get scared?
No, they're just unrealistic.
Well, that's the fun part. You make fun of it if it's bad.
Meg gets it. We'll find
Okay.
you one. Everyone's got one horror movie they like.
I guess I can give it a shot.
Also, it'll be snacks, so even if you don't watch the movie, there'll be free food.
Isn't all food here free?
Not according to our taxpayers.
Hmm.
Go on.
I gotta figure out how to get the pain out of this before I give it back to Mickey. Shit.
I can help you with that.
Sorry. I don't have a response for that. I'm sorry. I really don't. That's
Did I finally break LC?
yeah. That's it.
I think them breaking is a good point for us to end off on because we're coming up on midnight.
Yep.
That's fair.
So that's where we'll cut our session for tonight, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you guys for the donations, even though Vermin definitely aided the monster.
Thanks, Vermin. Thanks.
Woo!
I didn't know.
Maybe the monster was the friends we made along the way.
We've already decided that the monster so far is gay panic, so aiding the gay
Exactly.
panic sounds...
I mean,
The
that was
monsters, the friends we made along the way, looks at Pat.
Start off with overlay order and get our outros out. Starting with Alan.
Hey guys, it's Alan, Lethal Trinity. Also go by the All Seeing Eye. You'll find me hanging out all the time in Singularity. Next time you'll see me here is for the 23rd as we air the next case for Breaking Neon called Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's going to be great. It's going to be traumatizing. I'm here for it. And then after that, you'll find me back here a week later for King's Gambit, where Finch will likely get shot again.
Please stop this. Please stop this. Every session I get full health. Every session I end with half or below. Please stop. Thank you. This is a joke. Anyway.
Come on by. Let's watch Elsie get shot again. That's it for me. Are we just going in overlay order or are we popcorning?
Overlay order.
Okay, so then that's Sin.
Ooh, it's me, Sin. Synthetic20, Asynthetic20 on Twitch and Twitter and probably your preferred hellscape of choice. I am getting done with a 4-day marathon with 3 of them being here on Singularity, so it's about time for me to get off of screens for a while. I'll be showing up on the 28th for a Blades in the Dark game on Lost Caravan, which is going to be a ton of fun. And then I will be back here next month for 3 more games. This one and Locust and City of Mist. Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse. Love that name.
Such a great name.
We hive-minded it together. It was a wonderful, beautiful thing. As far as other things, I stream video games. I will be starting Ni no Kuni on Thursday, doing the HD remaster of one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, so I'm really excited about that. If you like really great JRPGs, or you like Studio Ghibli, you can come for that because the cutscenes are animated by the legendary Studio Ghibli. And beyond that, on Twitter, follow me because I've got. Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't. I've got this all set up through my Twitch, and I just got an alert.
I'm so sorry. I knew the second you paused that was my fault.
Either way, on Twitter, I've got TTRPG projects coming out, including my first solo supplement that I am doing, and I am working on my first major TTRPG release. So, doing my own system with my own math, which is a lot of fun and a huge mountain to climb. So, if you want to climb it on with me, come over there, follow along. And who am I sending over to Vermin?
Hey everybody. Who's that? It's Legendary Vermin. Tonight I played Mickey, who's having a time. If you want to see me do this more, you can catch me next, probably on Thursday night, for A Blade's Will, where I'm going to be playing Tsubaki the Reaper in Neon Knights roleplays Naruto-inspired multi-thread campaign situation. Next episode is PvP. So it could, people might die. That's exciting. If you want to see two friends from childhood fight each other maybe to the death, come hang out. On the 17th, on Neon Lights Roleplay, you can catch me for The World Within You, which is the campaign that I GM for. It is our base boosted spray paint splattered take on Voidheart Symphony by Minerva McJanda. And we're like in the middle of an extensive downtime slash not dungeoneering. It's great. We're having a very good time. Come watch us. Go about things in the city and get ready to take on our first major villain. After that, on the 20th, a week from Thursday, I'm going to be on Neon Lights for Last Transmission, which I'll let Meg talk more about because they're also jamming that game. Surprise, surprise. Meg's good at horror. And then on the 26th, again, Neon Lights Roleplay. I will be there for With a Will, which is an Animon story game. And there's gender happening there too. It's great. I'm going to pass it. I have socials. I'm Legendary Vermin everywhere. I'm not going to do my whole bit because I put it in the wrong spot. So if you can't remember where I am, sorry. Kian, take this before I destroy anything.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. You can find me on Twitter at uptight_chiffon for as long as Twitter is around. July is a very light month for me, so the only other thing I have this month is going to be on the 29th. I am in Lost Caravan's Fabula Ultima campaign. We're taking a couple weeks off so that Hoop can get a much needed break. But we will be rejoining on the 29th, where Hoop is sniping people's girlfriends as soon as they invite them on dates, and it kidnapped my girlfriend and maybe or maybe not promised me a polycule. We're gonna find out. But it's a really good time. I'm really excited about it. I've got a couple projects that are gonna start up in August, so definitely follow me on social media to learn about those. Um, yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I am not gonna announce that yet. I will pass it over to Danny.
Oh my goodness, I've just been handed this lovely thing. I should do something with it. Hi, my name is Danny's Corner, or at Animated Pizza on Twitter, or Danny's Corner pretty much anywhere else, like Twitch and YouTube, and somewhere other places, like TikTok maybe. Oh no. I played Liza today, who, is having a good time. Going through some things, discovering things, and just, you know, just living life. Just living life. You can find me. Oh, where can you find me? You can find me on Neon Lights Roleplay. Yes, I believe it should be next week, Wednesday, for Stardust Ghosts. That's sorry. Our sort of anime-ish mecha war campaign. We're getting pretty deep into our story. We're hitting a bit of a climactic point, so you won't want to miss it. A lot of things happen, and we just got new mechs. It's very cool. And we're playing an system designed by Vermin, and Vermin's pretty cool. So that's how you know it's great.
I
And
also invented my own kind of math.
also, it's really good math. Um, uh, besides that, oh, right. I won't be able to be there at the premiere for that because I will be on a plane because I'm gonna be going to Kineticon next week. Because I have a panel for Hearth Guild, the all lesbian gaming group that I'm an admin for. We have a panel on Friday, and so if you want to check out at Hearth Guilds on Twitter, see more information on that. I made such a cool informational little video. It's really cute, so you should go watch it because I spent time on it. Besides that, you can find me on Casper the NB Ghost channel every other week for our Ghost Hunters Monster of the Week campaign, where we're 3 people just hunting ghosts. Originally to help a guy gain immortality, and then we were like, hey, this guy sort of sucks, and we might be switching up just a little bit. So you can see that switch up over there. Besides that, you can find all the other places you can see me on my Twitter at Animated Pizza, where I post when I'm going live. I do little indie games. I play Minecraft a lot, and I draw a lot. You can also commission me on my Ko-Fi. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna take this very nice thing I was given, and I'm going to chuck it over to LC. I almost ended the call. Please.
It's been brought to you by the inability of any of us to function like normal human beings. Hi, I'm LC. You can find me at Optimistics with 2 eyes. In the last I section, I don't know, there's like 3 eyes in there on all social media. Again, inability to function. Again, just like Kian, my July is really late, probably due to the fact that Hooper is taking a vacation. Who needs those? Just kidding, Hooper, you deserve it. I swear to God, if you show up on any of these streams that we are in, or check Twitter, or Twitch, or the Discord, I will kill you. But not really. Oh my God, I can't say that. I won't actually do that. I just really would like Hooper to take a vacation. That being said, I don't have anything this whole month until the 26th, in which I am in a game of Call of Cthulhu. Not on this channel, surprise. On the Lost Caravan, it's Mod Through where all of the mods of the Lost Caravan, or some of them, are playing a game of Call of Cthulhu. So if you have a vendetta against Hoop, come spend your points on villain points where he'll die this time. Or me, I don't know. A lot of people seem to have a vendetta against me for some reason. And then at the end of the month, on that next following Sunday, I will have the King's Gambit, where Alan will once again probably shoot me and take half my HP at the end of the episode. We're 2 for 2. Gotta make it 3 for 3, I guess. I say this lovingly. It's really fucking hilarious. And then after that, I guess I can go into the first weekend of August, where we are back with Speakeasy. Again, Penelope is still alive. For how long, we don't know. She is following a ghost child somewhere. Thought that would be a great idea. It wasn't. Spoilers. Because she, compared to her sister, who you will see being played on the 26th, has really, really base stats. Not great. And honestly, until August, that's all I can talk about. Come harass me on Twitter. I don't know. Meg, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I am Meg and/or Meg Mysteria, and you can find me as such on Twitch, on Twitter, on itch. As far as what's coming up for me, you'll see me tomorrow over on Neon Lights Roleplay for our next installment of By His Shadowed Peace, a mystery Warhammer game that we are running. I am not causing problems on purpose. That may change. After that, you'll see me again over again with neon lights for last transmission on the 20th. Is it the 20th? Yes, the 20th. Where I am the main source of problems for my players. I lost my train of thought. It went away. Breaking Neon is the 23rd, so you'll see me for that as well, where I am intentionally causing problems. It's a lot of fun. And we left on a cliffhanger last time, so we'll see if my shot connected. After that, you'll catch us around for next month when we have our next installment of Camp Runner's Cross. Until then, there's plenty of great content coming up, so go bother everybody here, and sometimes me. I think that
Always bother Meg.
sometimes bother Meg.
Sometimes bother Meg.
Yes, but
Lovingly and affectionately.
lovingly and affectionately. But that is it for tonight. Thank you everybody who came out and watched. Thank you for the donations. Going to once again. Oh shit! Where's my fucking notes? Where's my swear jar? Thank you for the donations to Black Emotional and Mental Health Collective. You would think I found the charity. You'd think I'd know what it is. But thanks everybody. Good night. Hope you all had a grand time. We are stick around for the raid. We're going to be throwing it over to the lollygaggers. Bye guys.